May God's peace and love surround us as we listen to the daily gospel reading and reflections of Catholic daily Mass readings for April 1, 2025, Tuesday of the fourth week of Lent. Friends in Christ, for today's gospel readings. First reading, Ezekiel 47 verses 1 to 9, 12. Responsorial Psalm. Psalms 46 verses 2 to 3, 5 to 6, 8 to 9. Gospel. John 5 verses 1 to 16. Words of the Holy Father. First reading from the book of Ezekiel 47 verses 1 to 9, 12. The angel brought me Ezekiel back to the entrance of the temple of the Lord, and I saw water flowing out from beneath the threshold of the temple toward the east. For the facade of the temple was toward the east. The water flowed down from the right side of the temple, south of the altar. He led me outside by the north gate, and around to the outer gate facing the east, where I saw water trickling from the right side. Then when he had walked off to the east, with a measuring cord in his hand, he measured off 1,000 cubits, and had me wade through the water, which was ankle deep. He measured off another 1,000, and once more had me wade through the water, which was now knee deep. Again he measured off 1,000 and had me wade. The water was up to my waist. Once more he measured off 1,000, but there was now a river through which I could not wade, for the water had risen so high it had become a river that could not be crossed except by swimming. He asked me, "Have you seen this, Son of Man?" Then he brought me to the bank of the river, where he had me sit. Along the bank of the river I saw very many trees on both sides. He said to me, "This water flows into the eastern district down upon the Araba, and empties into the sea the salt waters which it makes fresh. Wherever the river flows, every sort of living creature that can multiply shall live, and there shall be abundant fish. For wherever this water comes, the sea shall be made fresh. Along both banks of the river, fruit trees of every kind shall grow. Their leaves shall not fade, nor their fruit fail. Every month they shall bear fresh fruit, for they shall be watered by the flow from the sanctuary. Their fruit shall serve for food, and their leaves for medicine." The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. Responsorial Psalm. Psalms 46 verses 2 to 3, 5 to 6, 8 to 9. Let our response be, "The Lord of hosts is with us. Our stronghold is the God of Jacob. God is our refuge and our strength, an ever-present help in distress. Therefore we fear not, though the earth be shaken, and mountains plunge into the depths of the sea. The Lord of hosts is with us. Our stronghold is the God of Jacob. There is a stream whose runlets gladden the city of God, the holy dwelling of the Most High. God is in its midst. It shall not be disturbed. God will help it at the break of dawn. The Lord of hosts is with us. Our stronghold is the God of Jacob. The Lord of hosts is with us. Our stronghold is the God of Jacob. Come behold the deeds of the Lord, the astounding things he has wrought on earth. The Lord of hosts is with us. Our stronghold is the God of Jacob. Friends in Christ, are reading from the Gospel according to John 5 verses 1 to 16. There was a feast of the Jews, and Jesus went up to Jerusalem. Now there is in Jerusalem at the sheep gate a pool called in Hebrew Bethesda, with 5 porticos. In these lay a large number of ill, blind, lame, and crippled. One man was there who had been ill for 38 years. When Jesus saw him lying there, and knew that he had been ill for a long time, he said to him, "Do you want to be well?" The sick man answered him, "Sir, I have no one to put me into the pool when the water is stirred up. While I am on my way, doth someone else gets down there before me?" Jesus said to him, "Rise, take up your mat and walk." Immediately the man became well, took up his mat and walked. Now that day was a Sabbath. So the Jews said to the man who was cured, "It is the Sabbath, and it is not lawful for you to carry your mat." He answered them, "The man who made me well told me, 'Take up your mat and walk.'" They asked him, "Who is the man who told you, 'Take it up and walk'?" The man who was healed did not know who it was, for Jesus had slipped away, since there was a crowd there. After this, Jesus found him in the temple area and said to him, "Look, you are well, do not sin anymore, so that nothing worse may happen to you." The man went and told the Jews that Jesus was the one who had made him well. Therefore, the Jews began to persecute Jesus, because he did this on his Sabbath. The word of the Lord. Praise be to God. Brothers and sisters, sharing with you the words of the Holy Father, Jesus says to him, "Rise, take up your mat and walk." Immediately the man became well. That man's attitude makes us think. Was he sick? Yes, perhaps he had some form of paralysis, but it seems he could walk a little. But his heart was sick. His soul was sick. He was sick with pessimism. He was sick with sadness. He was sick with apathy. This is the disease the man had. Yes, I want to live, but he was there. And his answer is not, yes, I want to be healed. No, it was to complain. The others arrive first, always the others. His answer to Jesus' offer to heal him is a complaint about others. And in this way, he spent 38 years complaining about others. And he did nothing to heal himself. And let us think also of ourselves, if any of us are in danger of slipping into that apathy, into that neutral sin. The neutral sin is this, neither white nor black, one does not know what it is. And this is a sin the devil uses to annihilate our spiritual life and also our life as people. May the Lord help us understand how bad and how evil this sin is. Thanks be to God.